Hello, my beautiful beings of light and students on the path. Welcome to this Dragonfly Rap session. Here, our goal is to obtain an expanded awareness of Kundalini awakening and how to apply the universal principles to our daily life. In this rap session, we cover awakening our rainbow serpent, clearing negative energies from our chakras and why it's important, consciously applying healing energies, and connecting to the universal oneness or our Christ conscious self. In this session, we'll include an informative video or presentation and a live chat at the end. Please keep in mind, we are all at various levels of personal development. We all have opinions, and we are here for our own growth. Don't judge others or criticize others' point of view. To participate with your own comment, please use the raised hand symbol. Tell us your name and where you're from, like Portland, Seattle, or Sacramento. Please try to be clear in your question or your comment. We will try to respond to all comments in the chat. Or you can contact me directly at adragonspath.com. Just click the chat bubble. If you want to schedule a private session to advance your personal journey, schedule one with me at adragonspath.com/what we offer and receive 50% off your first visit. Now let's expand our understanding. Hello, my beautiful beings of light. Thank you for joining me today for this rap session. Today, we're going to be talking or listening to how to instantly raise your vibration. This is so important because we tend to live in the energies that we have experienced in the past, keeping us in a negative loop generally. We focus on what has happened to us in the past, and we tend to keep that energy flowing with us. We don't realize how that affects what comes into our life. Remember the law of vibration and the law of correspondence. Let's see. So our goal is to appreciate our lives today and what we can look forward to. I do have a great book to recommend to you afterward by Joseph Murphy that continues on in discussing how our consciousness and our subconsciousness works together. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Today I thought that this one was very important because I just did an event where I talked to a lot of people and they didn't realize that the energies that they were putting out, the vibrations that they were putting out was drawing in those things in their lives that they did not want. So I really wanted to focus on that. This isn't for anybody in particular. However, it is a general overview of vibration and how that brings to us what is occurring in our life today. So let's go ahead and get started with how to instantly raise our vibration. This video is about just a little over 25 minutes. It is read by the Wisdom Dream channel. I do recommend you subscribe to them. They have a lot of videos on why we feel the way we do. If you are chosen to move forward or if you feel a certain thing, remember, just really be mindful of the energy that you're putting out. Pull out your journals, take notes through the video, things that resonate with you. We will be able to discuss these things at the end of the video if you stay at the end, or send me a chat during the video, in which I will do my best to answer everything on chat. But if it's personal, go ahead and drop me a line at adragonspath.com and I will communicate with you directly. Maybe we can schedule a one-to-one, or we can take it from there. But we can see where you are, see if I can help you through that. For all of those that have seen us before, that have been here before, you notice I have a screen behind me. I am in the process of just tearing up my house. I'm getting ready to have new carpet put down. I have sold a bunch of, I'm putting a bunch of stuff into a store the way home. which is a great little store located here in Portland that focuses on self-care and metaphysics and so on. Um, and so I have things everywhere. So I didn't want you to be distracted by that. So please disregard the screen. You're in my home. I appreciate you being with me today. So let's go ahead and get started on how to instantly raise your vibration by the Wisdom Dream channel. All right, let's get started.
Picture this. You're going through a rough patch. Maybe it's a challenging situation at work, a difficult relationship, or just a series of less than stellar days. You can feel your energy dipping, your mood sinking, and your motivation waning. We've all been there, right? But what if I told you that even in the midst of these trying times, you have the power to instantly raise your vibration? In this video, we'll explore practical, powerful techniques to help you shift your energy, reclaim your positivity, and navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Get ready to discover how to tap into your inner light and shine bright no matter what life throws your way. Understanding your vibrational state. Let's dive into the foundation of raising your vibration, understanding your vibrational state. Now, I know this might sound a bit abstract, but bear with me. Your vibrational state is essentially the energy frequency you're emitting at any given moment. It's the sum total of your thoughts, emotions, and overall state of being. So how do you recognize when you're in a low vibrational state? Well, there are a few telltale signs. Firstly, you might find yourself drowning in negative thoughts. You know, those pesky little whispers that tell you you're not good enough, that things will never get better, or that the world is just out to get you. These thoughts can be incredibly draining and can pull your energy down faster than a lead balloon. Another sign of a low vibrational state is a general feeling of lethargy. You might feel tired, unmotivated, or just plain disconnected from the world around you. It's like your zest for life has been sucked right out of you, leaving you feeling like a shell of your former self. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets really interesting. Your vibrational state isn't just some woo-woo concept with no real-world implications. In fact, your vibration has a profound impact on your reality. You see, like attracts like. When you're vibrating at a low frequency, you tend to attract more low-frequency experiences, more challenges, more negativity, more of the stuff you don't want. But when you raise your vibration, something magical happens. You start to attract more positive experiences, more opportunities, and more of the good stuff that makes life worth living. It's like you become a magnet for miracles. So, how do you start to shift your vibrational state? The first step is simply awareness. Start paying attention to your thoughts and emotions. Notice when you're getting bogged down in negativity and make a conscious choice to redirect your focus. One powerful way to do this is to ask yourself, what's one small thing I can appreciate right now? It might be the warmth of the sun on your skin, the smile of a loved one, or even just the fact that you woke up this morning. By shifting your focus to gratitude, you begin to raise your vibration almost instantly. Remember, this isn't about denying your challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about recognizing that even in the midst of difficult times, there are always glimmers of light. And it's up to you to choose what you focus on. So as we move through the rest of this video, keep this foundation in mind. Awareness of your vibrational state is the first step to transforming it. And trust me, when you start to make this shift, your whole world will begin to change in the most beautiful ways. Gratitude, the instant vibration booster. Now that we've laid the groundwork by understanding our vibrational state, let's explore one of the most powerful tools for instantly raising your vibration: gratitude. Gratitude is often talked about as a nice thing to practice, but it's so much more than that. It's a vibrational game changer. When you're in a state of gratitude, it's almost impossible to simultaneously hold on to lower vibrational emotions like fear, anger, or despair. It's like trying to mix oil and water. They just don't go together. So how does gratitude work its magic? Well, when you focus on what you're thankful for, you're essentially training your brain to scan for the positive. You're telling your mind, hey, there are good things happening here. Let's pay attention to those. And as we discussed earlier, what you focus on expands. It's like this. Imagine your life is a garden. When you water the seeds of gratitude, those are the plants that will grow. But if you water the weeds of negativity, well, you can guess what will happen. Gratitude helps you tend to the flowers, even in the midst of the weeds. So how can you cultivate more gratitude in your life, especially when times are tough? One simple but profound practice is keeping a gratitude journal. Every day, write down 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. They can be big things, like your health or your loved ones, or small things like a delicious meal or a beautiful sunset. The key is to really feel the gratitude as you're writing. Another way to invite more gratitude into your life is to express appreciation to others. When you acknowledge the good in someone else, not only do you raise their vibration, but you raise yours as well. It's a beautiful ripple effect of positivity. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what if I'm going through a really challenging time? How can I be grateful when everything seems to be going wrong? This is where the real power of gratitude shines through. In difficult moments, gratitude can be a lifeline. It's not about ignoring your problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about shifting your focus, even just for a moment, to what is still good. It's about recognizing that even in the darkest of times, there are always glimmers of light. Maybe you're grateful for the strength that's getting you through this tough period. Maybe you're grateful for the support of a friend or loved one. Or maybe you're simply grateful for the breath in your lungs and the beat of your heart. No matter how small, these moments of gratitude can be the spark that starts to shift your vibration. Remember, gratitude isn't about having everything you want. It's about appreciating what you have, even as you work towards what you desire. It's a state of being that says, I am enough and my life is enough, right here and now. So, as you move through your day, make gratitude your constant companion. Let it be the lens through which you view your world, and watch as your vibration begins to rise, attracting more and more goodness into your life. Mindfulness and the present moment. In our last section, we explored how gratitude can instantly boost your vibration by shifting your focus to the positive. Mindfulness takes this a step further by bringing your awareness to the only moment you truly have, the present. You see, when we're in a low vibrational state, we're often stuck in one of two places, the past or the future. We might be ruminating on past mistakes, regrets, or hurts. Or we might be anxious about future uncertainties, worrying about what could go wrong. In either case, we're not fully present in the here and now. But here's the thing. The present moment is where your power lies. It's the only place where you can make a change, take a breath, or choose a new perspective. When you're fully present, you're not at the mercy of your thoughts about the past or the future. You're in the driver's seat of your own experience. This is where mindfulness comes in. Mindfulness is the practice of bringing your awareness to the present moment without judgment. It's about noticing your thoughts, feelings, and sensations, but not getting caught up in them. It's about being an observer of your own experience rather than being lost in it. One of the simplest and most powerful mindfulness techniques is deep breathing. When you focus on your breath, you're anchoring yourself in the present moment. You're telling your mind and body, hey, we're here, right now, and that's okay. This can be especially helpful when you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious. Here's how you can try it. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose, counting to 4. Hold that breath for a count of 4, then exhale through your mouth for another count of 4. Repeat this a few times, focusing your attention on the sensation of the breath moving in and out of your body. Another way to practice mindfulness is through sensory awareness. This means tuning into your 5 senses: sight, sound, touch, smell, and taste in the present moment. For example, you might take a moment to really look at a flower, noticing its colors, shapes, and textures. Or you might savor a bite of food, paying attention to its flavors and how it feels in your mouth. By engaging your senses in the present moment, you're stepping out of the stream of endless thoughts and into the richness of the here and now. You're reminding yourself that there's more to life than your worries and concerns. There's also beauty, pleasure, and simple joys. Now, practicing mindfulness doesn't mean you'll never think about the past or the future. Those thoughts will still come up. But with mindfulness, you learn to observe those thoughts without getting entangled in them. You learn to let them pass by like clouds in the sky, rather than getting lost in the storm. As you cultivate mindfulness, you might find that your vibrational state naturally begins to rise. That's because when you're present, you're not resisting what is. You're not fighting against reality. You're allowing yourself to be here, now, and that acceptance is a powerful vibrational shift. So, as you go about your day, try bringing a little more mindfulness into your moments. Take a deep breath when you're feeling stressed. Really listen when someone is talking to you. Take a moment to appreciate the little joys and beauties around you. Each of these moments is an opportunity to raise your vibration and experience the richness of the present. Movement and physical energy. In the previous sections, we've explored how our mental and emotional states, such as gratitude and mindfulness, can profoundly impact our vibration. But did you know that your physical body also plays a huge role in your vibrational frequency? Think about it. When you're feeling low, sluggish, or just generally blare, how does your body feel? Probably heavy, tired, and maybe even achy, right? On the flip side, when you're feeling joyful, excited, or energized, your body feels light, vibrant, and alive. This is because your physical energy is intimately connected to your vibrational state. When you move your body, you're literally shifting energy. You're releasing stagnant, low vibrational energy and making room for fresh, high vibrational energy to flow through you. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through exercise. Now, before you groan and click away, hear me out. Exercise doesn't have to mean slogging away on a treadmill for hours or pumping iron until you're red in the face. It can be anything that gets your body moving and your energy flowing. Maybe for you, that's a gentle yoga practice. Yoga is incredible for raising your vibration because it combines mindful movement with deep breathing and meditation. It's a total mind-body-spirit experience that leaves you feeling centered, energized, and just plain good. Or maybe you're more of a dance-it-out kind of person. Put on your favorite tunes, clear some space, and let yourself move however your body wants to. Dance like no one's watching, or like everyone's watching and cheering you on. Allow yourself to get lost in the music and the movement. This kind of free-form, joyful movement is incredibly liberating and can instantly boost your mood and your vibration. If you're someone who likes to get outside, why not take a walk in nature? Being in natural environments has been shown to have a profound effect on our mental and emotional well-being. As you walk, pay attention to the sensations in your body. Feel your feet connecting with the earth, your lungs expanding with fresh air, the sun or the breeze on your skin. This kind of mindful movement can be incredibly grounding and uplifting. The key is to find a form of movement that feels good to you, something that you look forward to, that makes you feel alive and vibrant. When you move in a way that feels joyful and authentic to you, you're naturally raising your vibration. Now, I know that when you're feeling low, the last thing you might want to do is get up and move. But here's the thing, motion creates emotion. Sometimes you have to act your way into a new way of feeling. So even if you don't feel like it, try committing to just 5 minutes of movement. Put on your favorite song and dance around your room. Take a quick walk around the block. Do a few gentle stretches. Often you'll find that once you start, your energy starts to shift and you might even want to keep going. Remember, your body is your vessel. It's the physical manifestation of your energy. When you take care of it, when you move it in ways that feel good, you're sending a powerful message to the universe that you're ready for more good vibes to flow your way. Surround yourself with high vibe influences. As we continue our exploration of how to instantly raise your vibration, let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture of your vibrational landscape. Specifically, let's talk about the power of surrounding yourself with high vibration influences. You've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, there's a lot of truth to that. The people, places, and things you surround yourself with have a huge impact on your vibrational state. Think about it. If you're constantly around people who are negative, complaining, or criticizing, how do you feel? Probably pretty drained, right? On the other hand, when you're around people who are positive, uplifting, and supportive, you can't help but feel your spirits lift. The same goes for the media you consume, the spaces you inhabit, and the activities you engage in. If you're constantly watching the news, scrolling through social media drama, or hanging out in environments that feel heavy or toxic, it's going to be really hard to maintain a high vibration. So, what can you do? Start being intentional about the influences you allow into your life. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who make you laugh, who support your dreams. Seek out communities, both online and off, that are focused on positivity, growth, and good vibes. When it comes to media, be mindful of what you're consuming. Instead of defaulting to the news or mindless scrolling, seek out content that uplifts and inspires you. Listen to podcasts or read books that expand your mind and your heart. Watch movies or shows that make you feel good. And don't forget about your physical environment. Your space is a reflection of your energy, so take some time to create a high-vibe sanctuary in your home. This doesn't have to mean a total makeover. It can be as simple as decluttering, adding some plants or inspiring artwork, or creating a cozy corner for meditation or journaling. The key is to be proactive about the influences you allow into your life. Curate your environment, both inner and outer, to support the high-vibe life you want to live. Now, this doesn't mean you have to cut out everything and everyone that doesn't perfectly match your desired vibration. We're all human, and we all have our ups and downs. But by being intentional about the primary influences in your life, you create a solid foundation of positivity that can help you weather any low-vibe storms that come your way. The power of visualization and affirmations. First, let's talk about visualization. Visualization is the practice of creating a vivid mental image of what you want to experience. It's like daydreaming with a purpose. When you visualize, you're harnessing the power of your imagination to create a mental blueprint of your desired reality. You're telling your mind, hey, this is where we're headed. And here's the amazing thing. Your mind doesn't really distinguish between what you vividly imagine and what you actually experience. So when you visualize positive experiences, your body and emotions respond as if it's really happening. Here's how you can try it. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take a few deep, relaxing breaths. Now, begin to create a mental image of a scenario that would make you feel amazing. It could be achieving a goal, having a wonderful experience, or simply feeling joyful and at peace. Make the image as vivid as possible. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the emotions. Really allow yourself to get lost in this positive mental movie. The more you practice visualization, the more you're training your mind to focus on and expect positive outcomes. You're planting the seeds of high-vibe experiences in the fertile soil of your imagination. Now let's talk about affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself, either out loud or silently, to affirm a desired truth or experience. They're like little love notes to your subconscious mind. The power of affirmations lies in their ability to reprogram your subconscious beliefs. Many of us have negative, limiting beliefs that we've picked up over the years. Beliefs like, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, or good things never happen to me. These beliefs, often operating beneath the surface of our conscious awareness, can really drag down our vibration. Affirmations are a way to counter these negative beliefs with positive, empowering ones. By repeatedly affirming what you want to believe, you gradually shift your subconscious mind in a more positive direction. Here are a few examples of high-vibe affirmations. I am worthy of love, success, and abundance. I trust in my ability to handle whatever comes my way. I am grateful for all the blessings in my life. I choose to focus on the good in myself and others. When creating your affirmations, make sure they are positive, present tense, and personal. Phrase them as if they are already true, even if you don't fully believe them yet. And most importantly, infuse them with feeling. The more you can feel the truth of your affirmations, the more powerfully they will impact your vibration. You can repeat your affirmations whenever you need a vibrational boost, first thing in the morning, last thing at night, or any time throughout the day. You can say them out loud, write them down, or simply repeat them silently to yourself. The key is consistency. The more you affirm your desired truths, the more they will begin to feel like your reality. Visualization and affirmations are like exercise for your mind and spirit. The more you practice, the stronger and more resilient your positive vibrational state becomes. So find some time each day to daydream with purpose and affirm your highest truths. Let these practices be your secret weapons for instantly raising your vibration and creating the positive, joyful, high-vibe life you deserve. Acts of kindness and service. As we near the end of our journey into instantly raising your vibration, let's explore one of the most profound and transformative practices of all: acts of kindness and service. Throughout this video, we've discovered various ways to elevate our vibrational state, from cultivating gratitude and mindfulness to moving our bodies, surrounding ourselves with positive influences, and harnessing the power of visualization and affirmations. But there's something particularly special about the way acts of kindness and service can shift our energy. You see, when we focus on helping others, we step outside of ourselves and our own concerns. We move from a state of me to a state of we. And there's something incredibly liberating and uplifting about that. Think about the last time you did something kind for someone else without expecting anything in return. Maybe you helped a friend move, volunteered at a local charity, or simply offered a listening ear to someone who needed it. How did you feel afterwards? Chances are you felt a sense of warmth, connection, and purpose. You felt your heart expand and your spirit lift. That's because acts of kindness and service are like vibrational superhero capes. When we wear them, we tap into the best version of ourselves. We access a well of compassion, generosity, and love that maybe we didn't even know we had. And that high vibe energy doesn't just benefit the recipient of our kindness, it comes back to us tenfold. But here's the thing, acts of kindness don't have to be grand gestures. In fact, it's often the small, everyday acts that have the most profound impact. When it comes to acts of kindness, the possibilities are truly endless. You could start by paying a genuine compliment to a stranger, bringing a smile to their face and a warmth to their heart. Or perhaps you could let someone go ahead of you in line, demonstrating patience and consideration. If you're at a restaurant, why not leave a larger tip than usual for your server, acknowledging their hard work and spreading a little extra joy? Another heartfelt idea is to send a message to a friend just to let them know you're thinking of them. This simple gesture can brighten their day and strengthen your connection. If you're out for a walk in your neighborhood, consider picking up any litter you see, contributing to a cleaner, more pleasant environment for everyone. If you have items you no longer need, donating them to a local charity is a wonderful way to help those in need while decluttering your own space. And if you know a neighbor who could use a helping hand, cooking them a meal is a thoughtful and practical way to show you care. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but I'm the one who needs help right now. How can I focus on others when I'm struggling myself? This is a valid concern, and it's important to remember that self-care and self-compassion are crucial. We can't pour from an empty cup. But here's the beautiful paradox. When we give to others, we also give to ourselves. When we extend kindness, we also receive it. It's like a vibrational boomerang. What we send out comes back to us. Plus, when we're in a low vibe state, focusing on others can be a powerful way to get out of our own heads and gain some much needed perspective. It reminds us that we're not alone in our struggles and that we have the power to make a positive difference, no matter how small. So, as you move through your day, look for opportunities to sprinkle kindness wherever you go. Challenge yourself to do at least one act of service each day, whether it's planned or spontaneous. And notice how your vibration shifts as a result. Remember, raising your vibration isn't just about feeling good, although that's certainly a wonderful side effect. It's about becoming a force for good in the world. It's about uplifting others as you uplift yourself. And there's no more powerful way to do that than through simple, heartfelt acts of kindness and service. As we conclude our journey into instantly raising your vibration, remember that you hold the power to choose your energy in every moment. Whether it's through gratitude, mindfulness, movement, positive influences, empowering thoughts, or acts of kindness, You have the tools to shift your frequency and create the life you desire. Keep practicing these high vibration strategies, trusting in your ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Your vibration is your signature, and by choosing to shine brightly, you illuminate not only your own path, but the paths of those around you. As a final note, if you found value in this video, I invite you to join our high vibration tribe. By hitting that like button, you're sending a pulse of positivity out into the world. By subscribing, you're ensuring a steady flow of uplifting content to keep your vibrations soaring. And by sharing your own experiences and insights in the comments, you're contributing to a collective energy field of growth and support. Remember, your engagement is the fuel that keeps this community thriving. So let's create a ripple effect of high vibes, one click, one comment, and one share at a time. Thank you for being here and keep shining your light. The world needs your unique vibration now more than ever.
Hi there. Thanks for coming on, Todd.
No problem. How's it going?
It is awesome. I'm sorry I missed you last week.
Oh, did I lose your voice?
Uh-oh, did I?
Oh, you missed me when? What happened last night? Or
No.
was there something last night?
No, last week.
Oh, last week. Yeah. Okay. That's okay. You were doing your thing.
Yeah, it was great. I have been seriously busy. I got a chance to meet someone who's going to put my products in her store. So
Yay.
that's kind of why I've got the screen up here, because my house is totally destroyed. I'm getting ready to replace my carpet and everything. Yeah. So, but like I said, it has been great. So how have you been? What's been going on?
I don't know. Let's see. So just been keeping busy. Kind of like working on the high vibe tribe thing. Like trying to trying to connect with the people of high nature. I do that online quite well already.
Good.
So I'm just working on kind of like doing it, I guess, in the real world to some degree. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and what else? I wrote some notes while we were going.
Wonderful.
And I actually wrote High Vibe Tribe before you got to that. Join our High Vibe Tribe.
Wonderful. I love the way we get connected.
I think of like the people I'm kind of connecting with are high vibe. Lifting weights. Often I don't want to lift weights, and I don't want to go to the gym. But once I get there, 5 minutes in, then I'm like, So just kind of going at it and more into it. So yeah, I do understand the whole what he mentioned about
movement.
You kind of get into it once you start moving. Like Nike says, just do it or whatever.
Absolutely. And it could be anything. Right now, mine, like I said, I'm breaking my house down. I went through stages. It's like, okay, well, this month I got to focus on this month. And then switching gears is kind of difficult. And you're sitting there, it's like, okay, I got to get started, And so it's just like, maybe getting up and just moving something to the side. Like I'm changing everything, furniture, all kinds of stuff. So it's like, oh my God, this is a big, big task. But just once you start a little bit, it motivates you to do a little bit more. And then you start to see some progress. And then, movement increases your emotion to make things happen. And I love this video for that. I do each week try to focus on a particular issue. One of the things that I came across at the event this last weekend, where a lot of people didn't realize that the emotion or the low vibration that they were holding, things in the past that they were afraid that was going to happen again, began to happen again in their lives, and they were experiencing for a second, third, fourth time. So when I came across this video, I really liked how it talked about, not too much intense about the laws of vibration, the law of correspondence, and so on. I am a big one in the Hermetic principles, and I really like to educate people about those and how we can take control of our life if we follow those principles and apply them and are mindful how we are putting that energy out there, what we're thinking, what we're trying to manifest in our life. and how we're stopping those manifestations from happening just because of our own thoughts. Now, one thing I
Right.
do want to mention is I have done some videos and I do want to continue doing videos, but it does take a lot of time to do those. So I'm hoping to really, um, this summer, I'm going to be taking a step back from doing so many in-person things and really
Yeah.
focus on getting that message out there. Um, yes, because I mean, I think it's really, really important. But there's some people out there, and there have been guides for hundreds of years that have information that's now becoming available, that have studied the
Yeah.
ancient wisdoms and so on, that I think is important to help us on that journey. So I like the fact that you jumped on the motion, the activity, the focus on movement. So tell me some
Right.
more that may have resonated with you from the video.
Well, I always say fake it till you make it. You know, uh, kind of like if you're not feeling that way, then fake it. You know, do the visualizations, do the hang around the right people, and eventually things will change, right? So
I
so
totally,
that kind of hit me there. Yeah, yeah,
absolutely. Um, And that's the hardest thing, especially when we are going through what we call the dark night of the soul, because those are the day to
right.
day experiences that we're having and the emotions that we develop from each and every situation. Say, for example, you have a friend that has a bad day and they come and dump all on you, and you can't seem to, they point it toward you. And this is a common one. When folks are having issues, they tend to kind of wrap you as the source of the,
Yes,
yeah, as,
yeah,
mhm.
yeah.
And so
My
you,
wife does that.
but sometimes it affects us
Because if
emotionally.
you're the only one in the room, their cognitive reasoning goes to like, it must be you. Have you
Absolutely.
thought about it that it could be you? Have you thought about that this whole universe you created is all you? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
And that affects our ability to focus on what we're feeling, and uh,
but living with someone like that also helps you with the alchemy of changing that, of
absolutely.
learning how to live with it and alchemize it a little bit. So,
Absolutely. And
yeah,
to understand that you get to choose how you respond to that feeling. Um,
right.
and so it might be something else
Right. I
that,
could go internal and say, yeah, I really am a jerk, or yeah, I really am causing some issues here. Instead of like, well, I understand that you're having issues because of things I'm doing, but really, I'm pretty cool myself. Yeah.
right.
Or you're having issues around this situation, but really, that's you having issues and something for you to work on. I might be able to help you by changing if I desire to do so in certain areas, but really that's your thing, you know?
Right.
So,
And the thing is to be understanding, because
right,
when people are giving you those vibes, that's an opportunity for you to learn how to maybe be more patient, to be more
empathetic, yeah,
understanding and so on. And once you do that, it begins to change the energy, which also changes them, because we can't change anyone. We can't make anyone do or
no,
feel
no.
anything. We
You
all
can give
kind
them
of,
1,000 doorways,
absolutely, but it's up to us to walk through them, And so when you allow them to do that at their own pace and just be understanding for them, not only do you become not necessarily a better person, but you become more expansive in your understanding and compassion and so on. And you also grow from that, because you'll see that, wow, I had a moment where I really understood, or I was able to deliver some information that helped them through that. That's that whole we thing where we're showing compassion. They then will in turn be able to internalize that, because they won't be challenged from their own beliefs, because we don't know really where that's coming from. That could be something that was triggered because it was programmed in when they were 3 years old. That's something that
right,
they don't even realize that they have to work through. But being open and compassionate and allowing them to work through
right.
that without
I think I
becoming,
did that the other day actually
yeah,
with somebody in the grocery store line.
uh-huh,
Um, so, um, so this lady, I brush her like slightly, like I slightly brush her in the grocery store
mm,
line, and
Got too close, little inner
and
space.
a little too close. I wasn't paying attention. I said under my breath, "Oh, sorry about that," because I'm kind of shy out in the real world.
Sure.
So, and she says,
I'd never noticed.
and I guess she said something like, "So I guess you didn't see the 5'9" black woman next to you or something."
Ooh.
I was like, "Oh, okay." So then I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." And then she stepped back. I was like, "Okay, this person doesn't trust me, because of reasons in the world, right?" So I said, "Oh man, I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to. I'm honestly sorry." And I said, and thank you for, and then she said, when she said, I guess that was the second time. First she said, I guess you didn't see me there or something like really rudely or something. And the second time she said that the 5'9" part, and then the 5'9" person that could what was the word she used? Light your ass up. I was like, so I said, so later on, I said, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry again, and thank you for not lighting my ass up. I really appreciate it. And then she wasn't. I don't think she walked away totally cool, but she at least I wasn't another white guy, asshole white guy that could have degraded,
And she was probably taken aback that you heard what she said and didn't immediately jump into a negative perspective.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because she was already in that negative space,
Mm-hmm.
and I take anti-racism classes, and I take all that stuff, and so I know how the trust issue is an issue out there, and that's a real issue. But I think I alchemized it pretty well by not being.
I think so too.
And I don't know. Even before, I would have been more like something. Even my fear didn't come up. Like I was just like
Right.
I was more in a mischievous attitude, if anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then internally, as a white guy, I got to be like, okay, so not all the black people here are mad at me. The teller isn't mad at me. That not have what's that called? Thinking the same thing of a lot of people.
Oh, right.
And overarching. No. Anyway, there's a word for
all
it.
encompassing.
But it's a better word for it. I'll have to give it to you another time.
Sure.
But anyway, so the teller looks at me mischievously too, and I was like, okay, and I felt good, and it was cool. But yeah, that was my experience in the store,
Mm-hmm.
and that had never happened to me before, so it was kind of a new experience. But I was very proud of myself that I kind of alchemized it to not a positive ending for me, and a slightly positive ending for the other person.
It was definitely a positive ending, because what it did was it allowed her to see a different approach to her negativity, because she probably walked away thinking, maybe I didn't need to say that,
Right, exactly.
But once you kind of, we do it from an understanding, and then we kind of feel, yeah, I did good. But once you do it from a loving, compassionate perspective, that comes across. Yes. And so even though she's thinking that could have
I did come across that way, yes.
That could have transmuted her whole ideal about how she came across.
But next time I want to get a smile out of the person.
Well, I mean, but see, that's because you're looking for something. The goal
I guess I'm looking for Right.
But once you get past that and you begin to love from the heart, just because it's not necessarily the right thing to do, but it's who you are because of our connection to one another. It doesn't matter how she comes across. She could be holding a gun to you, but if you come to her
and you can alchemize that somehow, right?
Right. If you
that'll be harder though.
Well, I've heard that monks that have been in difficult situations have been able to do that, and not only have they transformed the situation, but they transformed the person at the same time. That's because it's more genuine, because you're not looking for anything.
Yes.
You're connected. You're connecting with them because we are all one. So the negativity that they're bringing to you is a bit of negativity that you're holding inside and that you expect. and that you think that
Okay.
because I'm going through this, I'm a better person, so I can help you become a better person. It's like, no, I have the
Right.
love inside me, and I will share that with you.
Just express. Just
Exactly.
express. Yeah.
And then once they take that in, it will become a seed that you might not see today, but they'll go out and
Right.
help someone else.
Right.
I had a situation yesterday. I was just putzing around doing some things, going to little different stores, picking up little things here and there. And I walked in the 7-Eleven. Strange guy standing
Okay.
in front, him and a couple of guys standing there. And of course, the first thing you think, okay, what am I going to leave in the car? Am I going, because we have those thefts of convenience, because I've had that happen to me
Right.
too,
Right.
And so I thought, okay, I got my phone sitting in the window. I've got, I just took my wallet in. My purse was still sitting in the floor of the car. But I sent love to him. I thought, we don't do that anymore. Everybody's got a cell phone. Kids have cell phones. Because remember, there was a time where you couldn't even let someone use your
Yes.
cell phone because they take it and run.
Hell
So
yeah.
I've been around a long time. So I've heard and seen and been a part of all of those experiences. So I sent love to the situation. It's like, no, I don't have to worry about
Also,
it.
CD cases in the middle of your console.
Absolutely.
Like huge 50 CD cases, right?
Absolutely. Well, I left the phone in the window because I do my GPS. I've got my videos going on, and it's connected to the Bluetooth and everything. My phone was still on the floor of the car. I got out of the car. I locked the door like always. I smiled at him. He said, wait a minute. Let me hold the door for you. I thought, oh, that's nice. And I told him, I appreciate that, right? I got in the store, and I picked up what I was getting, and somebody cut in line with me. My first thought was, no, you're not going to cut me. I let it go, right? And I was like, okay, well, maybe he's in a hurry. He was just buying a beer and, not really anything looking too important.
Better watch out. I got dragon energy.
Yeah. But I didn't let that overtake me, right?
Yeah. And then your mind gets involved.
Yeah. And your heart, your feelings, your emotions, and everybody can feel that. That becomes
it's all wrapped up.
Absolutely. But I controlled that. I, took a deep breath and I didn't worry about it. Absolutely. The cashier was like, can I help you? Who's next? He's like, come on up. And the guy cut me again, right? Because he had stepped away from the line again. The cashier looked at me. I looked at him. I smiled. I didn't say anything. We kind of let that energy pass. But then afterward, he was like fist bumping me and all that kind of stuff. And I was just there to buy a couple tablets, right?
Oh, no. That's so bad.
Huh?
Fist? Yeah, but like,
well, I mean,
it just means like he's being ultra out of
well, I mean,
range,
he looked, because when the guy cut in front of me, he didn't say anything to him. I didn't say anything. I smiled at the cashier, right? So when I got up there, he was like, is that it? So like I said, I had like a 2-minute transaction with him. And he was like, oh, he was smiling. He was like, yeah, everything is okay. Everything is great. Kind of feeling that energy. And the guy went on and did his stuff and he left. And so I paid for my stuff. He gave me little fist bumps, just kind of acknowledging the energy. Yeah, he acknowledged the energy.
Right.
When I got ready to go, the guy who had opened the door for me was gone. However, there was a couple more guys there, standing there. This was a kind of shady store. I mean, not a shady store.
Okay.
But I mean,
I got you. We all have to buy something there.
Yeah, and there's people of all types that are hanging around, whatever their condition in life.
Right.
So there was a couple more guys there. And so as I got ready to walk out, another guy grabbed the door and said, let me get that for you. Just that energy exchange. If I'd have been really negative, I'd have taken that to the door and that guy would have moved because he'd have felt that, but he would not have shared that positive, caring energy where he actually took the time. And this was a totally different guy. And he opened the door and said, let me get that for you. It's just flowing
through all the bodies.
It was just connecting with everybody that was around there, even though that one situation could have changed all of that energy. From the time I got out of the car to the time I walked back through that door to the car. I ran into 3 people that shared that energy with me. And it was amazing.
You're splitting that energy among the 3 people, right?
Absolutely. And I kept looking with the guys like, you're just buying a beer. Why are you in such a hurry? And I could have taken that energy and internalized it, but I didn't. I let it go. I just took a breath and said, hey, you obviously need this beer. Not only did it transform my emotions, but it also connected with the emotions of the cashier And when I walked
Yes.
through the door,
And
the guy was
right,
like, wow, let me get the door for you. He shared in that
right.
emotional feeling. So not only does it affect you, but it does affect everyone around you. So you said
I
your wife
gotcha.
might be having a bad day and she comes in and she dumps. But if you're like, honey, I understand, you're going through this, let me make you some tea. Sit down, put your feet up,
Right.
take a moment,
Right.
those
Yeah,
kind.
that actually would be good. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
And
because
I'm a fixer, so sometimes I fix too much.
yeah.
I'm a man. What can I say? I
Nope,
fix.
nope, nope. I looked at your bio chart. It's who you are.
Okay. Yeah.
As a matter of
Okay.
fact, I have it right here. I would love, oh, you can't
All
see
right.
it. I would love to discuss it with you further. This really isn't the place to do it because
Yeah.
you missed
Perfect.
my intro. I do tell people that I use this. I
I'll email you. I'll email you. I'll get on your calendar. You just send me your calendar link if you want.
actually, two things I want to tell you. Since you became a member, you don't have to go in and sign in each week. Okay? Because
Okay.
that's for people who just want to drop in, don't have a membership. They might drop
Okay.
in this
Gotcha.
week and 2 weeks from now or
Okay.
3 weeks from now. But because you became a member, you have access for 2 months. I gave you 2 months instead of
Cool.
1 because
Nice.
the GoDaddy charged you a shipment fee. And it's like, there's no shipment
Yeah,
fee.
it did. It was weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just like,
I
no,
was like,
don't.
who cares? She
Yeah.
gets it in the end anyway. So.
Well, kind of. But anyway, because they take part of it.
Well,
But I mean,
they take like 3%.
yeah. So I mean, I wanted to make sure that you got all the benefits. I'm going to be around for at least 2 months. I do have to have a surgery here, and it's a surgery that they are not going to be able to schedule for me. However, I do know about what time it's going to be because I have some control on that, and my doctors have been great. But I'll just be out for a couple of weeks because my family and everybody will be here and it'll just be too crazy. But
good.
that's that. And so you can go on and schedule online. It will be $45 because it'll be like the intro, but we'll go over the bioanalysis or the body chart from 64 Keys. But primarily what it says, getting back to what you said, you're a man. No, you are a coordinator. You like
coordinator,
to,
right?
Yes, you like to project energy and you project success, but you do have to be a little mindful of having a little bitterness or a little of your personal negativity kind of shadowing, issues that you may have had in the past, relationships and so on that may not have turned out the way you want. You've put out a lot and you haven't gotten back what you had expected or wanted. And we kind of sit in that a little bit. It kind of becomes our the stew in our sauce, the butter that kind of creams everything over. So but yeah, you're definitely success oriented, you're focused, you like to sense. You sense what other people are feeling. So that's in you. That's basically who you are. So to be able to do that, as far as like you said with the woman in the grocery store, or feeling, the energy that your wife might be putting out, you understand and you can kind of turn that around. But I would like for you, and we can talk about that more, how to just bring that to a more holistic approach. I loved your chart, and I will get into detail with you, and I'll also send you a copy of it, of some of the information. Okay, but go ahead.
So I'll schedule around your thing. I'll schedule
don't
for now, and if
don't worry about it, because what I'll do, when I have available now is on there. When my schedule changes, I'll just have those days blocked out and nobody will be able to schedule in there. I am picking up relationships all the time with folks that are coming on, and we're going to be doing things like I have a young man that's working on doing some Qigong breath work and prayer work in a process. I have another gal that does Hermetic education. So I'm trying to bring them on board. But yeah, things are going awesome.
Yeah, because I only have a YouTube and Google education level of Hermeticism.
Well, we'll dig into it.
I know a lot of quotes and I know a lot of things, but nothing formal. So
Well, we'll dig into it deeper. I never know who's coming on. I try to go by what people say, you know, what their experiences are, or what their issues are, kind of in a general sense. But
yeah, I got you.
my one-to-one, or if I know I'm going to have a certain amount of people that are focused on, that understand, that have a deeper understanding about Hermeticism or the law of mind and that kind of stuff, then I can go into it deeper. And then I can make recommendations also to videos that are more succinct to what you're interested in. But yeah, this is kind of like a general, whoever drops in is whoever drops in. And I don't want to lose people, but that's why we are able to chat. Most of my videos that I watch are an hour or so long. I think the longest one I have is about 11 hours. And I've watched them more than once. But for this,
but 11 straight hours?
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah, I put it on in the morning and
great.
I'm done. You know, the average is 8. And so I put it in the morning and I listen to it all day long. And nice. And I'm mindful all day long and what my focus is and so on. Because you can't really learn in snippets. You know, some of the snippets are great. I try to do for the workshops at least maybe 30 minutes, so we have time to talk a little bit about it. And I do promote others' websites that are really focused, because there are a lot of people that can do a much better job as far as producing videos than I can right now, because that's something I've only done a few times. And, you know, we kind of learn on the go, you know, like my broadcasting. I learned on the go just from trial and error. Mistakes and videos that didn't produce.
So, well, you know, if you're looking for affordable video production, Fiverr is pretty good. I don't know if you've heard of Fiverr.
I haven't, no.
So Fiverr is offshore typically, but they really are focused on a specific task. So a lot of video editing tasks. I'll make you a commercial. I'll edit your video. I'll do this, and it's focused on specific outputs. So it's a lot easier than managing someone that is abroad and trying to figure out what to do and all that stuff. Absolutely, it's like, I need a Fiverr gig for that. I get it done. So,
absolutely. So we got just a minute or two more. Is there anything else about this video that resonated with you?
No, but I created this, and that's the watcher in the center, the mind layer, and then the emotional layer, and then the body layer, and then the physical influence layer, and then the field is the squiggly lines. And I guess the arrow should go into the field too. So kind of like we all have access to that. But anyway, I don't think it's complete. So. Well,
you know, one of the things like the 64 keys, for example, that's a coalition of the I Ching, the Kabbalah, Hermeticism, and so on. And it kind of, and chakra clearing, Kundalini, and so on. So it was someone's idea of what all of these things mean together and his way to explain it. He's now, he's now gone. But people that have worked with him have taken this information, have taken it further. When I looked at it, I looked at chakras and our connection to the planet and how our energies are moved through us from our root to our crown chakras, because this is who we are. Those are the energy wheels within us. And then we have our positive and our negative, or our male and our female energies. And our male energies tend to be more aggressive, more production oriented, and our feminine energies tend to be more creative, understanding, compassion, and how we bring those together. And as the Hindus and the Chinese say, walk the middle path. And so that's how we kind of balance those energies together. And
which I think the middle path is the eye and the needle, right?
Absolutely, because that's where we find balance and harmony. But we all have, you know, maybe a little bit more energy in this, you know, in our root, or a little bit more feminine energy in our chakra, or vice versa. And when I look at the 64 keys, that's immediately what I see. And so it talks a lot about your goals and your shadows, your positive and your I hate to say negative energies, but you're more feminine, the ones that you tend to be a little
there's
less...
always negative energies involved in your processing them, right? even at the higher, even if you're an angel of light, you might have a sliver of negative energy.
Right, but I hate to
Yeah.
think of it as a negative. It's just
Yeah,
it's like temperature. You have a heat and a
less
cool.
God.
You know, yeah, you have a hot side and a cold side. You know, and to walk the
Right.
middle path is to be warm or not be affected too much in the hot where it can be overpowering, or too much in the cool side where it's overshadowed
Yeah, I'll
by
show
the
you.
exterior that goes on.
Let's see. Later you can look at this. This is a good one.
Uh-huh.
You might find it interesting. And he talks about if you believe in evil and what evil is, and comparing it to cold versus heat, and light versus dark,
Right.
and stuff like that. So,
Well, he's talking about the law of polarity. And that's one of the
Right.
7 laws or 7 principles of the universe. We have the 7 that we
Yeah.
work within. The law of vibration is one of those. And it talks a lot about, you know, we're all vibrating.
and these are
everything-
hermetic laws? Hermetic laws, or just
Absolutely.
across the board? Okay.
Yeah. If you want to learn more about Hermetic principles, I recommend, it's a little bit technical, but I think you're kind of already there. You have a greater understanding about these principles. They just may not be in a form that has been delivered to you in this way. But it's called the Hermetic Principles by the 3 Initiates, William Walker Atkinson. It is a great one. Like I said, it's a little bit more technical, but I think it's on a level that you would already understand. And it breaks it down that each of the principles are, you know, broken down in 7 additional levels. There's a middle way, there's, you know, below average, and then above average, you know, moving higher.
So
and
yeah,
higher.
the thing that gets me is that once you start getting involved in the spiritual world and getting involved in, and I saw a really cool shamanism video on YouTube I have to share with you, and it talks about how the other world is like a flip side of this world. Everything's like flipped or something like that. And I find like the more I get into spirituality, like the more I find that things I thought were evil before were actually not evil. They were just a different path, a different way of doing things, as long as they weren't harming anyone. You know what I mean? I realize there is no such thing as evil in the sense of like there's harm, and there's harm being done to people, and you want to protect those people and keep the harmful people at bay, to not harm people. But you don't need to put that extra layer of judgment of evil on top of it, because that just disconnects you from being able to alchemize with that person and help them change. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well,
it ends up putting you at an adversarial relationship rather than a loving relationship.
And
So,
that's what I was
yeah.
just going to say. The more you find things to fight, the more things to fight will come into your life. Because if you're not a
Exactly.
fighter, if you're a fighter, you will always find things to fight. But if you demonstrate love and compassion to those things out there, you will transmute those things. And as far as above, so below, that's what you're feeling is what you'll see. What you
Right.
put out will
And I
be
used
more
to-
of what comes into your life.
And I used to try to think of like, well, tactics are doing this and tactics are doing that and tactics are doing that. But really, I do understand now that it's really about holding a loving space, and the tactics will flow out of that. You know what I mean? Like what I did in the grocery store.
Absolutely.
I had no idea what I was going to say until I said it. You know what I mean?
Because
There's no time to think of something. I had to just emote an expression of, hey, I care for you, and I know the shittiness you've probably been up into your life, and to make you feel this way right now, or in the just last few hours, whatever it might have been.
You didn't need to have.
I don't know it, but I know the feeling of it because I'm getting it right now. You know?
Yeah, you didn't have to have a preconceived notion of what you would say, because you had been working on those feelings.
In fact, that would
within.
have been more contrived if I had.
Absolutely.
So that wouldn't be very alchemizing. So yeah.
Absolutely. So study a little bit. Just go on and touch a couple videos on the Hermetic principles, the laws of the universe, the 7. when they start adding 9, 12, all that, what they've done is taken bits and pieces of those other ones. Like the law of correspondence and the law of attraction is the same thing. And the law of vibration is also a part of that. Because
isn't Phineas Quigley involved in the law of correspondence?
I'm not quite sure. I'm not really, that name doesn't jump off at the top of my head.
Oh, no, it's another person then.
Yeah, because see, you have to look at the information as it came through us through the centuries, because in the 1800s, they took the information from the Renaissance. From the Renaissance, they took the information that was hidden when the church was trying to suppress information. And the information from the church, they had because they were taking it from the areas when they were going in trying to suppress that information that came from the Greeks and the Romans. Well, the Romans took out the Greeks, and the Greeks went through and learned from the Egyptians. So even today, that information is taken from the availability of information and that could be delivered. So even the information from the Rosicrucians
and it's been syncretized over time.
Absolutely.
So syncretism, plays a big role.
Well, because of the church. Before that, that information was available to all who wanted to hear. And then it became, well, because it can be used, like with the Romans, to dominate and suppress others, that was kind of like, well, don't give pearls to swine. Don't teach people information that they could use to harm others. That was the black magic.
But honestly, that was just going to be the birthing process of something better, right? So,
well, knowledge is that. Knowledge is that, and so Solomon was give me knowledge. And so he became, the most known and well-revered person throughout history. And then the church wanted to suppress that because they wanted to dominate. The Romans wanted to dominate. So they went in and wiped out people, burned libraries. That was kind of how it began, burning of the libraries and so on. And just think of our societies today. We're a republic. That was started in Rome. The Romans started the whole thing about the republic and, the publicans and all those kinds of things. So everything that we're doing now is a result of what has been allowed and what has been kept secret that's now permeating, because there's always been people who held this information and trained a few who were worthy that would take this information further. And even Jesus said, what I do, you can do, but you won't understand it. It will be the people in the future that understand what I'm talking about. We now understand it because we understand chakras and energy and thought. And, it's a common thing. And so our kids are now when they're born, they're like, oh, well, we understand this. My kids are like, Mama, I don't want to hear this. I already understand that, and so.
Yeah, I know. I feel the same way, but I don't really understand it to the degree of using it, though.
Absolutely.
I do. I know I'm using it, but I'm not fully conscious of how much it can be more activated.
Right.
I don't want to say use it. I want to say activated. So
because you are aware of it, you're more open to it. So it will come to you because you'll start to recognize it, and it will resonate with you from various forms, like that situation in the grocery store. Because you're aware of it and you've been working on it.
And there has to be like a confidence that it'll come out when it needs to. You know what I mean?
And acceptance
in a situation.
And acceptance. Because
and accept however it comes out, right?
Absolutely, because we don't know. You don't know the situation you're going to be in the minute we turn off this video. But once you're mindful of it, it will come because it's something that you've expanded inside you. And so that's what all of the practice and everything is about. If your parents knew this when you were a child, it wouldn't be something, you'd be far beyond this.
No. The normie world is so not involved in this stuff.
Absolutely. Because we've been born into a matrix that, because the power over us has been to control us, to feed the matrix, instead of becoming the Christ-like energy that you are, because that energy can't be controlled because you have free will. and the power of self-expression. And if you knew you can
Right.
do that in every situation, I couldn't come in and
Right.
say, well, you need to get up every day and go to work so that you can have a lifestyle, so that you can, kind of meet that, live as the Joneses live, But
Right.
if you grew up knowing, like the Avatar, that you had the power to change your community just by how you
Right.
thought and expressed yourself,
Right.
like those that are the leaders, like I'm going to use African American leaders because they easily come to mind. Dr. King,
Yeah.
Malcolm X, and so on, because they went
Yeah.
through their own transition, but their goal was to help change the communities, help change the way people saw themselves. And so they
Yeah.
had their own journey of learning and expression and so on, but they came from different places. So Malcolm X came from a very idealized expression of what it meant to be Black and a Muslim and so on. But then you could see his own transition as he met Gandhi and learned that there was, energies and
Wow.
all of these kinds of things. And so
That's
when,
cool.
that's when he
I
began
don't
to
know
break.
anything about the real story of Malcolm X and the real story of Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? I just had the regurgitated white story. You know what I mean? So,
And that's one of the
that'd be really
benefits of the
interesting to learn.
internet
Yeah.
today, because you have so many voices. But that's also one of the problems of where we are today, because you do have, people who don't want you to know, or who want you to believe what they want you to believe, so that they can continue to control your thought process. But as you begin to awaken to who you truly are, your potential and your connection, or the Hermetic principles where all is mind and we're all connected, then you'll realize that you can't be controlled and you do have the power. But when you're using that negative energy, you're missing the mark. That's what evil means. You're just missing the mark,
Right.
And God means
Yeah. So,
Go
right.
ahead.
In the video that I shared, he said, "Does evil exist?" Well, does cold exist? Well, cold is just a word to describe less heat.
Well, it's just
Heat you
it's
can
a
test.
right. It's just temperature.
Heat you can test. It's scientific.
Yeah.
Heat is actually a
Well,
scientific
it's just
word for
it's
something.
well,
Right.
it's just temperature, and you have degrees of
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
That's polarity.
And same
know?
thing with light and dark. Dark
Absolutely.
doesn't actually exist. Light exists, and dark is just a word to describe less light.
Right.
Right. So,
But if you have a
you reminded
sliver
me
of
this
light,
when he said Malcolm X. So.
absolutely, absolutely. So
Sure.
I'm gonna get off here because I try to keep these to an
Okay.
hour, but I do
Yeah, you
do
got
a
it.
little.
You got it.
Yeah, no, I do a little bit of editing through this, and I appreciate you coming on, and I love our conversation, and I hope you continue. Every week it'll be different. Like I
Got it.
said, I'm gonna pull a topic and a video that I think really touches on that. And I
What
hope
page should I go to schedule the?
just go to the
$45
website,
one?
and it's on what we offer. And there's an
What we offer.
there's an introductory.
Introductory.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
and that's the $45 one. And we will go
Okay.
through all of this. And but yeah, if you come up with something through the week and you want to just chat, feel free to drop me a line. And if
Got it.
that video that you were talking about, feel free to drop that in there. I'll be happy to look at it. Okay. And
Got it.
I do
Okay.
have your email address. I might send you a copy of the William Watker Atkinson video on Hermetics, and so that you can just, we can touch base on it. Okay?
Okay, good.
Sounds great,
cool.
Todd. I'm glad
All right,
you were
talk to you
here.
later.
All right, you have a wonderful day.
Be well.
Thanks for participating in this evening's workshop. It's been fun and insightful. Please join me again next week as we dig deeper into consciousness and awakening. Follow me as you walk your journey at adragonspath.com for the latest videos and insightful blogs. Join Spirituality with Ria, our weekly podcast discussion on awakening and what it is to be a human being. And watch for upcoming meetup events such as a book signing in the fall. For Mastery Program membership and private one-on-one consultations, contact me directly at ria@adragonspath.com. That's REA@adragonspath.com, or call me at 971-255-1366. Namaste. Go in peace and remember, you are the light of the world. Thank you.